During the summer of 2023, we moved to a remote Scottish Hebridean island to be its only two residents, along with our 2 pet sheep and pair of cats. These remote islands seem to retain an old-fashioned rhythm and a charm which we find encouraging us to live a more frugal and simple life, the way man was perhaps more intended to. We have an ancient stone cottage to restore, veggies to grow, livestock to build up, fish to catch and smoke, a boat to buy, and much more. Step back in time with us at the Scottish Isle. What are you doing today?
Taking off the plasterboards on the ceiling. Look, I've got my mask on.
Carefully does it. So what we have underneath here, it's not the original ceiling because there probably wasn't an original ceiling. It would have been thatch, and the thatch would have been open, just rafters. Probably. So this is a Victorian edition, this ceiling, and we're going to try and preserve it.
Ooh.
This shape of ceiling is very traditional in old crofts, having the corners rounded like that, slanted.
It reminds me of a boat.
Yeah.
The keel.
Yeah.
Probably got that one. Got a bag full of dust. The whole room was pink.
Yeah, from floor to ceiling.
A pink ceiling.
Our friend who used to live in the house told us there used to be a massive bat colony in the attic. So he warned us to be careful when we're fiddling about with the ceiling. hence the masks, but also dust.
We don't know what's in this stuff.
I can take the nails out if you want.
Ooh. It's not good, is it?
That'll be your guano.
You see?
Yeah.
They're still well fixed in.
you like to explain to people what you're doing here?
I'm trying to cut metal with a wood saw. As you can see, it's not really working.
We've been through every other option and we can't get this Allen key, which is for the door. If you remember that the door isn't fitted correctly. So we need this Allen key reducing. And we've tried every other possible method. And the only thing that we can find on the island that's cutting it.
A little bit.
Well, you haven't been here that long. You've only been doing it for about 3 minutes. Is this basically precision wood saw. So we'll come back in like 2 or 3 hours. I routed around and I found this. So we've upgraded considerably because the other saw was pathetic.
I still don't think it's going to work.
But what is that Allen key made of? Titanium. I think it is titanium. You might need to get like a blowtorch.
It's the only one that fits.
We gave up on the saw. We were basically through, weren't we? It was like that was the end of it.
You could have sneezed on that and it would have gone off.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
now we can finish the door anyway.
It might not be great viewing for you, but
Amusing for us.
at least you didn't have to do it. That's mad.
That'll do the trick.
Well, it's not mad. It's just, having the right tool for the job, which never happens on this island.
Right. I'm going to go down the road and we're also going to see how plumb the door has been hung.
Yeah, whatever.
Right.
Oh.
Right, that's the doors can drop the way.
Yeah, well, I think this door is dropping like this, isn't it? It's doing that. So
that would mean that the frame is probably still straight.
the frame should be straight. Is it? I can't see. Oh.
How squint is it?
It's not that bad. It's like a tap. It's not that bad.
Normal sized Allen key would not fit in the gap between the hinge and the door. So that was what all that fuss was about. And now I'm going to see if it fits. So the whole frame is slightly squint, but the door is hanging like that. So we need to push the bottom of the door further to the right than the top of the door, but the whole door is letting in air, so it all needs to come this way. Oh, it does fit. Talk about awkward. There. What way does it need to go? Oh, up the way. Okay. I have no conclusion to this door saga. After a couple of hours of fiddling, it ended up being a choice between the door latching when you push it to, or the door actually being able to close properly and keep the wind out. So I opted for the latter. But that's it. when we uncovered this before, we were suspicious that this is fire damage, and of course it is. Look at the ceiling. When we had the contractors down here, who aren't coming to do the work anymore, so we're on our own, but when we had them down here to assess things, one of them was a local, and he actually remembered the gentleman who lived in this house when it caught fire. Apparently the story was he'd been at the pub. I think the Rayburn cooker stove used to be on the other side of a wall in this space because the chimney was right above here. And apparently, fortunately, his dog woke him up in the middle of the night to alert him that there was a fire. And it must have been some fire. I don't know how they put it out or what happened, but there's marks on the floor as well, on the chipboard underneath the floorboards, that show, this was all just a ball of fire, probably coming out and through it from the old kitchen. And then they've obviously plastered over it. But yeah, I mean, it's all coming down, and happily, there's really no damage to the Victorian ceiling, so just needs tidying up and caulking and painting. And what a difference that'll make. Halfway there, so keep going, get it done today. I was just telling everybody about fire damage, so there's no point in me repeating it all, but halfway there. You don't have much to say.
It's taking it in.
All the nails obviously need to come out.
But it's just like, even though it's pink, yeah. Why would you put that? What is this? This is
1970.
It's wood chip, isn't it?
Plasterboard.
Plasterboard, but wood chip on top of it. What we used to call wood chip, which is textured. Can't really see it because of the light.
Popcorn ceiling, they call it.
Is that what they call it in Scotland?
No, I think that's what they call it UK wide.
I've never heard that before in my life.
Well, anyway, I'm going to crack on.
Hang on a minute. I'm here now. We're going to crack on.
Well, it's kind of a one-person job because there's only one proper respirator, which is awful. It starts to get condensation inside of it, and you breathe that in, and it's probably
well, can you imagine when I was wearing it?
Just as bad for you as breathing in the dust.
When I was wearing it for the whole, removing all of this, I had it on for what, 6 hours?
I'm surprised you don't get. I've cleaned it out. I've cleaned it out with antiseptic after we use it, but I'm surprised people don't get respiratory infections from bacterial infections.
Awful thing. Watch yourself. You have to excuse the light levels because a piece of plasterboard fell on our floodlights and smashed all the bulbs. Complete freak accident, that one. But we're at the final stage of this part of it, the ceiling, which is pulling all the plasterboard nails out. But it's now, as you can see, completely free of the 60s, I'm going to cough, plasterboard.
55 years this ceiling's been covered. Half a century, nobody's seen this beautiful old ceiling.
Well, you say beautiful.
Will be.
It needs a lot of work before it's beautiful.
Nice.
But another job, almost done. Well, this part of it anyway.
It'll be done, well, the deconstruction will be done within the next half hour.